Time for a conversation with our friends of White's Wood. Took us a while to get this one put together, but Norma Tarnoff is on the line with us this morning, joined by Todd Sherbondy. And Friends of White's Woods, involved, of course, in the preservation of White's Woods, and that is certainly an issue within the organization and within White Township. So let's talk with them about it. Our conversation brought to you by Marcus and Mack, a law firm representing injured people. Norma, good morning.
Good morning to you, Todd.
And good morning to you, Todd, as well. All right, is Todd there?
He should be.
Okay. You're still working on getting Todd Sherbondy on the line there this morning.
Yes.
Okay. Norma. Now, there's nothing I need to do with this, is there, Norma?
No. I have a short presentation, and then I will turn it over to Todd.
Very good. Very good. So what's going on with Friends of White's Woods with you today?
Well, 4 IUP scientists that we consulted with, at least 3 foresters, a stormwater control specialist, and several ecologists described the supervisor's plan to timber White's Woods a very misguided effort and claimed their plan will be exactly opposite of what should be done. Now, particularly Mike Wolf, who's a forester of 30 years, who presented facts to the supervisors in a slide presentation this spring, has stated that the woods are healthy, not diseased, as stated in the Millstone Plan. The soil is excellent, not compact. The Millstone use of a mulching machine to till up and bury invasive plants into the soil will compact the soil and destroy the tree roots. Trees do not need sunlight to grow. Despite Millstone's claim, there is no need to thin trees. Look at the soil. If sunlight is allowed to come in, invasive plants will increase substantially. And finally, deer have eaten all the tree buds and the seedlings. Deer exclosures, which is a fenced-in acre or 2 of land, must be created to allow for tree regeneration. And it's a fence high enough so that the deer can't go in and then the buds can take root. In addition to the above facts, respondents of our survey, which are 8,000 signatures, a petition of 229 respondents, all state emphatically that they do not want these woods timbered. I'd like to introduce Todd Sherbondy, an arborist of Davey Tree Service, who will speak how the woods in its current state, without timbering, dramatically helps this community. Todd, are you there?
All right, we're still working on getting Todd, and meanwhile, I'll frame this for folks because that sort of might have caught some people by surprise because they might not know what we're talking about. White Township last year, and actually for the past several years, I think, has come up with a plan that would involve removing some trees from White's Woods, and you heard the issues as outlined there by Friends of White's Woods, which obviously objects to that plan. And so that Norma has just told us about the alternative and the report that they got. Is Todd available for us yet, Norma?
I guess not, but I can start with some of this information.
Okay, well, tell you what, there's another line ringing. I think this might be Todd coming in on the other line. Let's find out.
Okay, thank you.
So, Norma, I'm going to put you on hold here. And we'll find out. Is this Todd?
Yes, sir. Good morning.
All right, Todd is with us. Let's bring back Norma then. Norma, you're with us, and Todd is now with us as well, right?
Wonderful, wonderful. Todd, I just introduced you, and if you could start your presentation, that would be wonderful.
All right, Todd, you're on.
Perfect. Thank you very much. I appreciate the opportunity. My name is Todd Sherbondy with the Davey Tree Expert Company, based in Kent, Ohio. My office is actually down in Monroeville, Pennsylvania, but we were asked to perform an eye tree analysis for the White's Woods Nature Center, which encompasses 250 acres just out on the outskirts of Indiana, Pennsylvania there. What we did was an eye tree analysis, for those of you who are not aware, basically overviews a couple of different aspects of the property. First and foremost, detailing the amount of carbon dioxide already stored within the trees at the property, which is roughly 27,688 tons. Now, what does that mean as far as the greenhouse gases and the things that are being stored on the property? What it does is it sequesters or stores that carbon dioxide within the tree mass and the roots for the foreseeable future. Now, we have actually done a calculation and have shown that the carbon dioxide that is stored within the trees actually continues to increase over the lifetime of the trees. So what, in essence, that is doing is sequestering another 1,100 tons of carbon dioxide annually from the atmosphere. And what that's doing is actually pulling carbon dioxide out and storing it within the trees so that it's not actually out there. And as most people are aware, maybe most people are not aware, a lot of people understand that carbon dioxide, a greenhouse gas, is actually causing some real nasty side effects, and it's increasing over time here with a lot of different aspects that are going on, such as burning of fossil fuels, burning of solid waste, trees and wood products, and also the result of certain chemical reactions. So in essence, the trees are actually working to help scrub the atmosphere and pull that carbon dioxide and store it within the property. Now, what one of the benefits of the stored carbon dioxide is that there are actually companies out there that are paying people for their standing forest plots. So in essence, having trees that are scrubbing the atmosphere equates to, and this is an infantile market, so it's not exactly something that is forefront yet, but it's coming. The companies are actually paying to offset their carbon dioxide footprint with standing forest plots, such as White's Woods. They could actually produce a revenue for the township, for the residents, for the people of Pennsylvania. And in essence, they're actually paying currently roughly around $20 a ton. So if you equate that over 1,100 tons being stored each year, which again will increase, you're looking at roughly an annual revenue of around $25,000 per year. And that's with just the current stand of trees and the way that they are at this particular time. So in essence, having a stand of trees and not removing dead, dying, diseased, or even healthy trees actually gives White's Woods some benefit and a leg up in this market, because they can actually take this to individuals that are looking to buy these standing plots or pay for these standing plots and give out money in association to that. So another interesting or cool benefit is the tree mass that's there currently is helping to catch or absorb 200,000 gallons of rainwater annually, over 200,000 gallons of rainwater annually, or stormwater runoff. And as we all know, the storms that have been going through, our area recently, they're impactful, they're quick, they produce a lot of moisture or rainwater. So by removing said trees, you actually have an increase of stormwater downstream in some of those watershed areas. So realistically, those trees are actually helping to mitigate or keep the rainwater out of the stormwater infrastructure. And again, the costs of treatment and keeping those waters out of there are going up every year. We value the catch of stormwater from the property currently at $1,855. Now, again, remember that will increase over time. So that's something to keep in mind. With standing trees, we'd like to see them grow, which they will, and there will be more value associated with that process going forward.
Todd, if I could ask you a question about
Sure.
that particular plot of land. What did you say, 250 acres?
Yes, sir, roughly 250 acres.
Is the density of the forest there unusual in terms of what you've seen from other forested areas in this region?
Not particularly.
And does that play a role in the formula that you're coming up with?
It would. The more densely populated an area, obviously, the more impact there would be with carbon sequestration or stored carbon, as well as the stored carbon credits. Also, the potential for runoff. So if you have a less dense area, say an area that was selectively timbered, or somewhere, an area that there may have been trees removed for any particular reason, that does impact the amount of carbon stored, the amount of rainwater stored, the amount of cooling effect of that particular area.
Mm-hmm. All right. Norma, let's bring you back in on this for just a moment, because we only have a couple of moments left. What would Friends of White's Wood, what would you like to see happen next?
Well, Friends of White's Woods is very willing to share information. We've sponsored Todd. We've sponsored Forester Mike Wolf. We've done so much investigation. We have volunteers that are willing to hand pull invasive plants. We're willing to write grants for these deer exposures. The supervisor's plan is very, very short-sighted. Supervisor McCulley, in the last meeting when Todd was there, stated that they are only timbering diseased and dead trees. That's not the case. Anybody that walks through the woods can clearly see they're big, beautiful, healthy trees in their prime, and to remove them in connection with what Todd has just presented would be egregious to this community. It would be of tremendous harm and financial. It doesn't make sense. It just doesn't make sense.
So do you plan as a group to meet again with the supervisors?
We would like to. Every time there is a supervisors meeting, we always send representatives with questions. And they're basically waiting for Department of Conservation and Natural Resources to come to some conclusion about this timbering plan. The last time DCNR was involved, and it was a 20% timbering plan, DCNR said it was too high of an amount, and this time the amount is even greater. So there is back and forth, and we have given them a 250-page binder of information. We've sponsored consultants, and we have monthly webinars. We have, and the next one will be with the Indiana Sustainability Task Force, doing exactly what Todd just talked about, and it concerns this carbon sequestration and its value to this community in cash flow.
Okay.
So it's kind of a no-brainer. It really is.
Unfortunately, we are out of time this morning, but we thank you both for joining us here this morning for the explanation. Appreciate it. Have a wonderful day, both of you.
Thank you
very much for your time.
It is the voice of Indiana County, WCCS 101.1 FM and AM 11.6.1 FM and AM 11.6.1.